Civil 3D has many new features in the 2010 version, and we'll put these new features in what I'll call the production drafting category. You might even call it miscellaneous category. And I have some of these new features listed on the left side here. So let's go ahead and get into it and look at some of these new features. So here I have a plan view of a roadway. There are two alignments. The alignment I want to talk about is the one that runs left to right, the yellow line that you see here. A lot of times what we'll do is we want to, when we show the profile view for that alignment, we would like to show the profile view all the way over to here so that we can catch the curb and gutter structure here. Maybe we want to show the crossing storm drain pipe in the profile view that you see here. But in plan view, we really want to just show the alignment starting here. So that's kind of a conundrum. What do we do about that? Well, 2010 has a new feature called alignment masking. Let's take a look at it. So I'm going to right click on the alignment and I'm going to go to alignment properties, and you will see a masking tab. Okay, and we can go ahead and put in a range that we want to mask. So I'll start the masking at the beginning and I'll end the masking at this intersection point. And once I do that, you will see that that portion of the alignment is no longer there. But it is there, it's just masked. Okay, so if I click on this, you'll still see the blue grip all the way where the alignment truly starts. Okay, so alignment masking, great new feature in 2010. Next, we'll look at staggered labels in profile views. So here I have a profile view, and I have the blue line is a finished ground profile that I'd like to label. So I'm going to go ahead and label it. When I label it, you'll notice I have some PVIs, some grade breaks that are pretty close to one another at the beginning of the profile, and it's hard to read. There's readability issues with these labels. Well, with Civil 3D, I can now, 2010 version, I can now stagger those labels. Let's see how that works. So I'll click on those labels. I will go to my properties window, and you see right now there's no staggering. I'll go ahead and stagger both sides. And when I do that, you'll see kind of a dog leg is added to the left and right labels such that they no longer overlap. So really good stuff there for plan readability in the profile views. Same thing happened on the right side that you see there. And this type of staggering, in addition to the labels for the profile, can also be applied to bands, profile bands that like you see there in the top portion of the view. The next feature I want to discuss is profile hatching. Sometimes we like to hatch the cut and fill for a finished ground profile versus an existing ground profile. So if I right click on my profile view and go to profile view properties, I can go to the hatch tab and I can hatch cut area and fill area. I could specify the two profiles that I want to specify the two profiles I want to use for the cut versus the fill. For the cut, I'm going to show a cut material hatch pattern, and for the fill, I'm going to show a fill material hatch pattern, and OK. And you see the hatching that appears between the two profiles. The fill is the green hatch pattern, and the cut is the red hatch pattern. Okay, moving on. The next feature is has to do with label leaders in Civil 3D. So down here at the bottom left, you'll see we have some Civil 3D labels. These are not AutoCAD labels; they're Civil 3D labels. And you notice I have two leaders, and one leader overlaps the other leader. And what I can do now with 2010 is I can notice there's a little a blue plus symbol grip when I click on the leader. I can then click that plus symbol and I can drag that leader to the left. So basically we can add more vertices label leaders. Really nice. I can keep going as far as I want. If I don't like the vertice I've added, I can click the minus symbol to get rid of it. So some really nice tools for fit and finish for the label leaders. The next feature I'd like to discuss is match properties. We use match properties quite a bit in AutoCAD so that we can match the properties of one AutoCAD entity to another AutoCAD entity. For example, if we want the layer of one line to be the same as the layer of an existing line, another line, we use match properties to do that. Well, in Civil 3D, there are some new features in 2010 where we can use match properties with Civil 3D objects. We can match styles between objects, between label objects and between alignment objects, whatever you desire. Let's see it in action. So I have some Civil 3D labels here for these pipe structures, and right now the labels overlap on the right side. So what I want to do is I want to match so that this label style is dog-legged like this one, and this label style is dog-legged like this one. So I click on Match Properties, pick this label style, and I'll match this label style. Beautiful. Repeat that for the upper one, this label style, and I'll match this label style. Okay, so really good stuff there. Make our drafting go that much faster. This next feature is one of my personal favorites. For those of you that do surface modeling with feature lines or 3D polylines, you know that when you add break lines by right-clicking on break lines in Prospector for the surface in question, you can click Add, and you always get this dialog box where you have to set your weeding and supplementing factors. And each time you do it, you have to come in here and set them again. And obviously, if you do it a bunch of times, it gets real tiring real fast. So in Civil 3D 2010, we can preset those values in command settings, command settings. So if I go to Settings tab, Surface Commands, Add Surface Break Lines, right-click and Edit Command Settings, you'll see we now have Add Data Options, and we can set default supplementing and bid ordinate distance, so we never have to type those values in again, at least for this drawing. But I'm okay with that. So that's fantastic new feature. And then finally, one last thing I want to talk about is contour label masking. If you take a look at this picture down at the bottom right, in previous versions of Civil 3D, when you mask contour labels so that the line doesn't go through the label, you'd get this. It would not only mask the line, but it would also mask the image in the background. A lot of users didn't want that. They wanted to mask the line, but they didn't want to mask the image. So now in 2010, we have the option to mask the line, but not the image. So really good stuff there. All right, so thank you for watching. That's kind of a list of what I'll call miscellaneous new features in 2010.